Rawalpindi, Minister for Railways Hanif Abbasi on Sunday, inaugurated an upgraded safari train in Rawalpindi, highlighting major reforms and tourism-focused rail services. Addressing the inaugural ceremony at the Rawalpindi railway station, the minister said comprehensive measures were being taken to modernize the railways, with positive outcomes already becoming visible. TAXILA, the district administration of Attock on Sunday, launched a free commercial transport service on 7 intercity routes, with a fleet of 22 buses. The surge in petroleum prices due to the prevailing international situation, particularly tensions between Iran and the United States, is being felt globally, including in Pakistan, said member National Assembly Sheikh Aftab Ahmed while inaugurating the initiative at the General Bus Stand. Even though talks in Islamabad between the US and Iran did not produce a deal, that they happened at all after 5 weeks of war was itself significant. There was no breakthrough but also no breakdown. Both delegations have gone back to their respective capitals to confer with their leaderships, who will decide the next steps. Neither side said talks broke down, which indicates the possibility of renewal of diplomatic engagement down the road. Back-channel communication is likely to continue. A fragile ceasefire is still in place and can of course be extended. For Pakistan, it has been a high point in its diplomacy. Playing an unprecedented role as an intermediary between Tehran and Washington, Pakistan's top military and civilian leadership helped to bring about a ceasefire in a war that was on the brink of entering its most dangerous phase. That role signified Pakistan's geopolitical importance. Its diplomatic efforts to avert a protracted, wider conflict established the country as a middle power capable of shaping global geopolitics. It confirmed a new reality in global affairs, that the world has moved into an era of multipolarity in which middle powers not only wield increasing influence, but can play a key role in war and peace. The war between the US-Israel and Iran catapulted a regional conflict into a systemic shock within an already fragile global economy, causing a dangerous rupture in the world's climate trajectory. What made the moment uniquely perilous was not only the scale of military confrontation, but the fact that it was occurring at a time when scientists have repeatedly warned that the window to keep global warming within 1.5 degrees Celsius is rapidly closing effectively by 2030. Energy lies at the heart of the economic fallout. The disruption of the Strait of Hormuz, through which about 20% to 25% of global petroleum liquid consumption passes, has triggered one of the sharpest energy shocks in modern history. About 80% of the oil passing through the strait is destined for Asian markets. Oil prices surged by over 50% since the war began, while gas prices in Europe and Asia have spiked dramatically. This has translated directly into inflationary pressures across economies. Energy is a foundational input. When fuel costs rise, so do transportation, manufacturing and food prices. Indeed, oil and gas prices can account for up to 50% of food price variability globally, illustrating how deeply energy shocks penetrate everyday life. What next? Will the 2-week truce help? How will the oil market behave in the days and weeks ahead? Billion-dollar questions with few concrete answers. Some indications, though, can be looked into. Immediately after the announcement of the 2-week ceasefire, oil markets fell from their peak seen in the first week of the month. At close last weekend, crude oil prices were around $96 barrel, some 15% lower than a week ago. When Vice President J.D. Vance and Iranian Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf arrived in Islamabad with their delegations this weekend, the country was already carrying the weight of expectation. Billboards in the capital city, television coverage and social media messaging seemed to present Islamabad talks as a decisive moment. These optics made the masses believe that the process was near closure, not commencement. At a time when global trade routes and energy flows are under strain, Pakistan occupies a more strategically relevant position than it has in years. Through disciplined diplomacy and strategic neutrality, it has strengthened its standing in a fragmented region. Yet the economic payoff remains limited. The challenge now is to convert that hard-earned diplomatic capital into investment, exports and long-term resilience before the window closes. The answer cannot be austerity and absorption alone. The answer is strategic conversion. Pakistan can follow the proven blueprints of nations like Egypt and Turkey, leveraging its geopolitical relevance to achieve long-term economic solvency. While not a complete failure, there was no breakthrough in the US-Iran talks that began on Saturday. The two delegations left Islamabad for their respective destinations on Sunday. At the moment, though, the two-week truce facilitated by Pakistan appears to be holding, and an immediate return to hostilities does not seem imminent. After 40 days of war, sparked by the US-Israeli aggression against Iran, even this minimal progress must be appreciated. True, the American president once more issued threats after the negotiations wrapped up, but he may have been playing to the gallery as he did not immediately announce any military action. Garft moles diversion from households, CNG and fertilizer minister warns, unless additional gas diverted, tariffs may rise sharply or result in massive load shedding. Islamabad, domestic natural gas supply to the power sector is expected to at least double by the end of the current month to minimize tariff hikes and load shedding, which have become inevitable following the non-availability of imported liquefied natural gas, LNG, and upcoming hike in summer consumption. Londoners stage a demo in support of Palestine action. Organisers describe move by authorities as misguided crackdown. Amnesty condemns arrests as yet another blow to civil liberties. London, police in London said they had arrested more than 500 pro-Palestinian protesters at a demonstration in support of Palestine Action, a group that is banned in the UK, on Saturday.